Hi, everybody. I'm Kevin Iole from Yahoo Sports. Welcome to my next video interview with the champ, the guy that I told you. I just want to point out the guy that I told you would beat Francis Ngannou in Boston, and he went out and did just that. Stipe Miocic. How are you, Stipe?
Good. How you doing, sir?
I am doing awesome. Thank you for taking some time. What was this experience like as a coach? I know you're a fighter still. You're in the middle of your career. What's it like to get in there and kind of share the knowledge you've gained?
It was a little overwhelming because I didn't want to direct them the wrong way. That's why I brought great coaches in to help me help these kids out. And I've never really coached before set practices. I was usually told what to do. So it was great to have guys that like Mark Montoya and James Krause and Chris Mosey. Those guys actually been on the show. Those two guys have been on past Ultimate Fighter. So it was great having them help me out. And it was a great experience. Honestly, it was a lot of fun. It was like helping them. I liked helping them get to the next level.
How about you? Is there anything that you can learn, when you're in there coaching other people and you're seeing the mistakes that they make? Can it help you as a fighter? Is there anything that you can take from it that would help you become better in your career?
Oh, 100%. Some things the guys did in the fights, on both teams, you see what they're doing. You're like, I hope I never do that, or I don't want to do that. So you get the mindset of knowing that, they did something you don't ever want to do in a fight. It happens. It's life. If you see something, it could help you. Also, it's understanding about what the coaches have to go through too. And, you get a better understanding of what your coach mindset is. You don't understand it all the time because you're just used to them telling what to do, but you don't understand all the mindset that has to go into doing it.
What is their reaction to you? You're now widely regarded as the greatest heavyweight of all time in MMA. There's some people, I guess, that still hold out for Fedor, but I think given who you've beaten and kind of the momentum that MMA has had and the growth MMA has had, it's widely considered you. How do they react to you? I mean, do you see them looking up to you as a mentor, as a guy that they can define their careers after?
Yeah, maybe not. I'm there to help them. I want them to go out there and fight and fight their fight and become a better fighter. And not even that, just this season wasn't about me or Daniel. It was about the kids and them getting better, and that's all we cared about.
How was the talent on the show?
I think that there was a lot of great fights. They're all undefeated, so they know what to do. They know how to win. So, but it was a great show. Just the kids went out there and they listened, they trained, and they fought.
You mentioned undefeated. You have the one loss, and I wonder how much that helps you grow. Like when you're undefeated, you kind of have a certain maybe sense of invincibility, but when you lose and have to come back from it, what does that do?
Well, actually, but yeah, when I lost to Shuv, I thought I was unstoppable. I know it was going to stop me, and that put a big halt in my plans. But it was the best thing that ever happened to me. And that made me a better fighter than losing to JDS right then and there. I knew I could be there.
Right.
Heavyweight champion, no one can stop.
And I'm curious, is there anything you can take from DC? Just like looking at DC on the set, some people say that it gives them insight into who you're going to fight, and maybe you can get something. Was there anything you were able to get after being there with him for basically 2 months that you can use in your fight?
No, I mean I didn't see him train when I was training, so it's just no. I mean I've seen him before, so I've talked to him about times with friends, and I mean not really. I mean I just watch film and I'll pick them apart that way.
Maybe this will change, as we get closer to July and you're going to fight DC. But it seems like, the Stipe fight had a lot more hype on it. Or excuse me, the Francis fight had a lot more hype on it for you. And people were talking about what a great fight this was going to be. I would think that DC would be a bigger threat to you than maybe Francis would have been given the styles, don't you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, DC's an amazing fighter. He fought at heavyweight back in the day. He's come back up and has a kind of new weight, so he'll strong, ready to go, and he's an amazing wrestler. He's beat the best guys in the world. Unfortunately, doesn't face me yet, which he'll find out. I'm a different.
Last question for you. How much is height, length, reach, all that going to be a factor? Obviously, DC is a world-class wrestler. We know that. He knows how to get very good people on their backs. But, you're a bigger guy. You have that length, that reach. How big of a factor do you think that's going to be in this fight?
It'll be a great fact to make sure I gotta use it though. If I don't use it, it won't matter. No, but yeah, I mean, definitely like keep my length and my angles and everything as I should. I'll be fine. I think doing it in all my fights. So I make sure I stick to my game plan and I'll be fine. And if I don't, it'll be a long night for me. But if I do, it's gonna be a long night for him.
When do you formulate your plan? Like, do you have a sense of what you're going to do now, or do you think it's going to be once you get into camp for the fight and kind of work with your coaches? Do you know now what your plan is going to be?
Oh yeah, the minute the fight got announced, my career watching film, working on it since.
So, so was camp just kind of then working on refining what you want to do? Is that what the camp will be about?
Yeah, we still have a couple more weeks. Like what we have 12 more weeks for the fight, so about 2-3 more weeks we'll just be getting working on stuff that it's new to me. And then when the fight camp starts, I don't try to learn nothing new, just stuff that I need to work on for the fight. And then I work on that during camp, during sparring, during pad work, during grappling, work on all the things that I want to use during the fight to help me win the fight. And then about 2 weeks before the fight, I start watching the film for the first time. My coach already watched film, but I don't watch it until about 2 weeks before.
Okay. Last question for you, Stipe. It seems like Daniel's in a no-lose situation. He loses to you, he lost to the greatest heavyweight of all time, a guy that's a lot bigger and whatnot. Mm-hmm. You lose to him, and you lost to a light heavyweight, and kind of maybe take away a little bit from your career. Do you feel that burden that there's more pressure on you than there is on him?
No, I'm going to fight. I'm going to win. I don't have to worry about that.
All right, man. I appreciate it. That's the champ, Stipe Miocic, fighting Daniel Cormier, the Ultimate Fighter, on Wednesday night. Thank you, Stipe.
Thanks, man. Have a great night.
Good to see you, man.